Hey everybody, Andy here, helping you build a career you love. Today we're going to talk about where do you see yourself in 5 years. So if you're here with me live, get in the chat, say hi. If you're watching this on the recording, welcome to you. Say hi to me in the comments. I'm diving right in. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Now, as an interview question, I think this is just epically stupid. I really do. I think it's a terrible interview question. It's rough. There's a lot of ways to go wrong. From an employer's standpoint, it's not going to teach them a lot about you, but they're going to ask it. And all I care about is helping you. So today I'm going to give you the best answer and the best way to answer this question, the best approach. I can do all of that in under 45 seconds. I can. And for the incredibly impatient, I'm sure when all this is recorded, we will somewhere in the YouTube description have a little link with a chapter note that says go right here for the answer, except I think you'll be terribly cheating yourself because I want to spend today helping you understand what the value is in this question if we actually think about where do I want to be in 5 years? Myself. I think there's real value in that. And then I'll take it one step further and I will also help you figure out the additional applicabilities of how you want to respond to this question and other uses for that answer, and things like when you're networking for your job, or when you're introducing yourself, or in informational interviews, a lot of you like to call them. So let's do all three of those today. It's not going to take us very long, but I think it's going to be very powerful because I do want you to get some value out of that. And since we're talking about interview questions today, I've got a bonus for you that you can grab. The team can throw it in the chat right now, or we'll dump it in one of the cards called Ace Your Job Interview. It is a major booklet that I've put together with 14 of the best job interview questions I think an employer can ask you, and I want to help you master the responses. So it's all in the booklet. Grab that. That's completely free. All right, so now let's get into this. I would like to engage the chat, or if you're watching this on the recording, go into the comments, and I want you to say just, yes, I agree with you, Andy, or no, I don't agree with you. But let's think about this for a second. Would you agree that we are who we are today based on decisions that we've made 3 to 5 years ago? Do you agree with that statement? I think we are a byproduct of our choices. The choices that I make today are going to determine who I'm going to be, or even better, who I want to be years from now. Every decision I make is a step toward where I want to go. So I'm not sure where you are. Some people are agreeing. A lot of people are agreeing. Some people don't. But I would tell you that every decision, it's my belief that every decision that you make today puts you on a path to where you want to go. And I will also say that we are in a constant state of motion. We are never set at one point, right? The sentence I just said is gone. That's done. I'm on to something else right now. But what is constant? What can be constant? If you think about it, the trajectory we put ourselves on based on the decisions we make, if those decisions are based on the right things, the trajectory that you put yourself on can become constant. And I think that when you think about this, if you are considering yourself in a constant state of motion, that's the trap in the question. That's the trap in your life, the where part of the question. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? And if you think where I want to be, think about that. If you think where I want to be, you will always be stuck with where you are. Or more likely, you will be stuck with where you are not. But if instead we take the word where out of there and we think about it in terms of who we want to be, I think now you will always be able to make decisions that are congruent with who you want to be or who you want to become. And that to me is something that in our lives, and I mean this in a good way, can become more constant if we put ourselves on the right trajectory, because if we are always thinking about who we want to be, then We're going to make decisions about, is this in alignment? Is this congruent with who I want to be? Is this decision moving me toward who I want to be? And what do I always say? The joy is in the doing. The joy is in the doing, or as the pun goes, maybe in the being. But think about that for a second, because that is a big, big deal. This is how I want you to think about this question. So when you are given this question, what is that? What is that all about? Instead of where I want to be, who I want to be. I don't know if you caught a video I put out not so long ago about how to start your job search in the right place. And I go into detail about thinking through this. It's something that I would highly recommend that you check out as part of this. But let's get into the answer here for a second, because I know you guys are probably, wanting to talk about the details. But let's talk about what this question often leads most people to do. That's the big mistake. The big mistake in the question has more to do with the where part. So if you don't think where for a second, but think who I want to be. But when you get the question, where do you see yourself in 5 years? What most people do is they focus on the where. What does the where make us do? It makes us go to a particular point in time, and that's where the trap is in the question, and that's what I want you to avoid, because the where part does a couple things that does not do you well in the interview. The where puts you in a specific spot, or more likely what 80% of people are inclined to do when answering this question is to give not only a particular spot, but a particular title. I see myself as the CIO. I see myself as the chief marketing officer. I see myself as the controller, the head account, whatever. And what that does is human nature, the receipt of that response, the interviewer thinks one of two things, and likely not in your favor. It's either unattainable or unavailable. This happens a lot. And I'll tell you why. You gave them a particular point in time that says, I feel like it's here today, I can be there in 5 years. Now, it's not arguable. No one's to say, right? But what interviewers do is they think, that person's crazy. There's no way they're going to go from system engineer to CIO in 5 years. So you're nuts and you're out. No job offer. Or what happens a lot for you overly ambitious types is it actually is attainable, but it's unavailable. Well, we only have one CIO. He's not going anywhere. That chief marketing officer, she's not going anywhere. How are they going to get there that fast? That's a one-of-a-kind position in our company. If I had a nickel for every one of MileWalk, my executive search firm's clients who interviewed a candidate, and CEOs come back to me and say, well, Andy, there's no way I can hire her. She said she wants to be this in 5 years. There's no way I have a career path that's going to help her do that. She's going to be unhappy. I'd say, stop asking those stupid questions. You're going to penalize this person for being ambitious? Right. So I want you to think about this. You guys, you might be snickering, but I'm telling you, you are inclined to do this with this question. Unattainable or unavailable, and either way, you're hosed. And the more ambitious you are, the more hosed you are. Okay, so that's the mistake alert. So now if you think about how you can answer this, so you talk about who you want to be, as well as conveying something that gives them a good idea of the trajectory you want to be on. If somebody would have asked me in 7 years ago, let's go 7, all right? Mid-2015, I decided I wanted to be a trainer in this capacity, a career coach. I was an executive recruiter full-time. That's what I did with 120% of my time. So if you would have asked me then, Andy, where do you see yourself in 5 to 7 years? I would say, I know I'll be working in a capacity where I will be helping people find the right jobs so they can lead rewarding careers and fulfilled lives. I probably will be doing that in a coaching capacity. I'm probably going to take advantage of the internets so I could reach more people. Right? And you could flower it up any way you want. And I'll give you a little script, kind of an engineered script that you can use. And if you're concerned about, the ambition part, well, in 7 years, I see myself reaching millions, not thousands. Right? Who knows? There might even be these great inventions. Somebody might come up with an app where, because we are epically impatient, I'm going to have to teach people how to find the right job in 15 seconds. Maybe somebody's going to create something and call it TikTok or something like that, or a YouTube short, or Instagram's only going to give me 60 seconds or whatever, right? So if you think about what I said that 7 years ago about where I'm going to be today in 2015, where I'm going to be today, 2022, when we're recording this, right? So think about that. That's the trajectory. Now, if you want to flower it up, that's entirely up to you. But here's what the script looks like. Here's what I would say on the script. So, by the way, this is a sneaky peek of one of the 98 slides that I have for the Job Search Minicamp 2022. But when it comes to this question, and you got to be Nostradamus here, I want to work in a capacity where I can. You can call it a capacity. You could call it marketing capacity, coaching capacity, engineering capacity, technology capacity, whatever you want. Where I can what? What are you going to be doing? Helping people. How are you going to do that? I'm going to add value. I'm going to help them find the right job. That's the value I'm going to help them with. I'm going to help them develop their career. I want to be working in a capacity where I can add value to the organization as it relates to marketing its products, and so on. This is trajectory. And then, so that the people, the company, the community, the market, the industry, the world leads a rewarding career and fulfilled life kind of thing, whatever the value is that you're going to contribute. And you could modify, massage, do whatever you'd like to. But the most important thing I want you to take away from this engineered sample is the trajectory. This is about who you want to be, who you will be, maybe even who you are now, but you're going to be it in a larger capacity in the future. So why does something like this work? You understand who you are. You've got a great path. You're consistent. They can't select you out because you didn't give them a specific point in time or something that they could misconstrue as attainable, unavailable, whatever it might be. You also are showing them that how I do that is not going to stand in my way of who I'm going to be. What do I often say to you, right? Don't let the how drive the what. Most people throw in the towel before they start any big project because they can't see all the steps. So back 7 years ago, I didn't know I was going to have a weekly live show. I didn't know I had to release a recorded video every week, or got to, or will be doing that, right? I thought I might be blogging in my pajamas. But that's just a how. That's just a medium, which is constantly changing. But who I am does not change. And that's how you get out of the trap of life. That's how you get out of the trap of this question. Okay? So I want to recap that portion is make sure, however you want to answer it, that you are talking about directionally where you are going and who you are going to be. Now, you saw that language. What does that look like for those of you that follow me around the sites or in my programs or hawk my YouTube channel? Doesn't that sound like that one video I gave you about how to describe yourself in one sentence, your elevator pitch, maybe your LinkedIn headline or something like that? Okay, third point here, what are the other applicabilities where you could use something like this? When you go to a networking session, when you go to an informational interview, what is the inclination? Let's take the informational interview for a second. Isn't the inclination, hey, so-and-so, tell me about yourself. What are you looking for? What would you be interested in? And what do? We go to a spot. I want to be a systems analyst. I want to be a financial analyst. I want to be a this or that. We don't have any of those available. Instead of, I want to work at an organization that's awesome in a capacity where I'm helping, doing this or that in trajectory terms, not specific terms, right? So when you're thinking about this, you always want to think trajectory, not a snapshot in time. Don't give them something to anchor on a point or what's available. Okay, so this is really, really important. So as you build the structure about how you think about who you want to be, the value you want to contribute, who those beneficiaries are, and how you wrap that into different rhetoric for different purposes, like answering it in an interview, serving as a focal point and a guide for yourself as you go through your career. When you meet new people, how do you want to introduce yourself or get connected with them or offer up to them how you can be of value to them, their group, or their company? This is how I would do it. All right, so that's it in a nutshell. And just to recap this, make sure that anytime you're doing that, you're thinking about what is it, who am I going to be, what value am I going to contribute, and who's going to benefit and how they're going to benefit. You'll do great. All right, wait. If you're enjoying that, make sure you click the like button, you share this video, you subscribe to the channel, and don't forget, grab the Ace Your Job interview ebook. And for those of you that want the interview intervention book, we still have the book package for a limited time. We're coming up on the 10-year anniversary of this, March of 2022. So make sure you grab that as well. I'll ship it to you anywhere in the world for $7. All right, if you're watching this on the recording, I'll see you next week. Everybody who's here in the chat, we're going to questions. I hope you enjoyed it. See you soon. All right, let's see. I want to go back to, all right, I knew I could get that in 15 minutes, even though it really only took me about 45 seconds to show you that. By the way, job search, you know what, I got to show this. Job search mini camp. Folks, this is going to be great. 6 dang days. 6 days. Starting January. There's a little video I shot. I think I shot that yesterday morning for you. I think I shot that. This is the schedule. The doors are open to sign up. And we got a lot of pre-stuff coming. January 31st, I'm giving you a session on direction setting, a work plan for you. It's gonna be awesome. You've never seen or heard about this one before. We got some resume writing stuff. I'm gonna show you how everybody looks at your resume, what they're looking for, what they want, how to write it. Job searching, this is a really good one. I'm gonna give you some stats, some very cool things on how to actually search job interview, and we're gonna roll through a whole bunch of interview questions. I'm going to teach you the formats of the questions. I'm going to teach you, I think there's something like 12 or 13 different categories of questions. I'm taking you through each one, how to answer questions just like the one we did today, but in a lot more detail. It's really great. Salary negotiation, all the do's and don'ts. That's every day for an entire week at 11 a.m. Central my time. And then we're coming back on Tuesday. All you need to do is go there and register for free. Maybe the team can drop that in the chat. And I know what you guys are going to start asking me. If anybody's in my job search coaching program, the boot campers, we have extra coaching for you on top of that. All that stuff's new. This is all new. It's all live. Nothing's required. I mean, like we're going. It's like if you're a boot camper, 17 hours of coaching, and the free stuff is like 12 hours. Or 11 or 12 hours. It's going to be great. And you all will get the recordings. There won't be free replays, but just sign up, get in. I got a lot of stuff coming. I hope you guys can make that. I'm really, really stoked. I spent hours. I was up at the crack of dawn, up to the wee hours, many days in a row, developing all that stuff for you over the holidays. All right, what do we have? Can I see on the live chat? I want to go to the spot where I asked you. Yes, many of you agree. Stephen Green, Kimberly agrees. Patty, beautiful to see you. Caprice, my new fan, how are you? Ann, my boot camper. D-City, what's up? Jason Garrity, Terry, Farrah Mars, great. I'll tell you, the decisions we made long time ago, it matters. All right, folks, chat, how's team? How we doing? No one's on mute, are they? Let me go to questions. All good. Can I see? Hey, all good. All right. Adam Stark, there's a job advertised. Should you boss hunt? Yes. And not apply? Yes. Or do the reverse? No. Also, Zoom won't work on laptop using phone. Don't do it. Figure out a way to get a machine. If you are going to position the phone, I would position the phone like a webcam. So get, oh dang, you know what? You know what? This is not, do this. Okay. Guys, see this thing? Okay. Okay. If any of your Zoom meetings, okay? This is like a $19 thingy on Amazon or wherever, and it clips, okay? Clips on the desk. It just clipped, and it's got the light or whatever. Geez, I didn't know, not in a million years would I thought I'd be doing this. And you just put the phone and you put it this way, Adam, sideways, and you will clip it on whatever, and you know, kind of get it eye level, put the light on. I mean, this thing is great. It's like 20 bucks. Or get yourself a little tripod or whatever to put the light. But that thing is super cheap. It's awesome lighting. And like, I would shoot daily videos for you guys. I would literally snap it on my shelf here, and I would just sit and turn, and I would just talk right to it. So that's pretty good. And the quality is really good. So that's what I would do. Okay, you're gonna ask me what that is. Look for, oh geez, Kara, I don't know. Remember all the boot campers were asking about that? Like, if you still have the link, it's super simple to find. And it's, I don't know what they call those little cord things, little snakers or something. Hope that helps, my friend. Dana, happy New Year to you. Do you guys know it's New Year's, it's January 6th, and I have not been out of my house since December 31st. So technically I've not been out of my house. I haven't because I don't know if you're watching the COVID numbers, but I'm 3 shots in. I'm not going anywhere near people. 1 million people a dang day. Hell no. You guys need me on my game. All right. Dana, boot camper. Yes, you are, my dear. It's a new year, and I realize everything I did last year and the year prior did not work. What tips or suggestions do you have for this year? Because it's 1/6 and I don't even know where to begin. Well, I hate to disappoint you here with this response, but unless I see what you're doing exactly, I can't tell you what to change. And what I will tell you is you are probably closer than you think, but there's something specific that is really hurting you. And what I often find when I have a coaching session with somebody is that there are a few things that completely change the outcome. I understand it's an additional expense. I did an interview, I don't know, I doubt that he's here now, with somebody who was interviewing for a dean's position at a major university. He had a couple of, 3, 4 interviews that he didn't quite get over the top. And I had one session with him where we changed 4 things drastically. And I think it really, really clicked for him, and I think he now understands what he was doing wrong. And so depending on where you are, you know, where you feel you're tripping up, there's going to be things that you need to change. But I don't know what those are. I won't unless I can have a, you know, diagnostic with you. So sorry about that. And baby girl, yeah, Stacy, it's a light ring. That will get them in the general area. Something light ring. Like, I would go into Amazon and go, iPhone light ring. It'll be like 19 bucks or something like that. I don't know the exact product, although my wife got them. My wife got them. I hope you guys are not in a different channel. Yeah, I don't know the name. Hey to you, baby girl. Ann, how are you? Happy New Year, Medina. Jim R. Look at all these boot campers. Aylin, how you doing? Where you been? I've been missing ya. Great to see you. Stephen Green. Vanessa, what's up? Oh, one other thing. The mini camp this year. So we had a 2020. Actually, just so you guys know, every year since I've been coaching, I have a mini camp. I might have called it something different. I used to call it my number one tips. I used to call it something different. Last year in 2021, I did a mini camp. It was 4 sessions. The 2022 mini camp doesn't look anything like the 2021 mini camp. So it's totally different. So it's not like you're going to show up and I'm going to replay last year's. I got all new stuff. Everything's new. Everything's created. Everything's going to be awesome. I'm telling you, it's going to be great. It's 2 more days, too. Patty, how are you? And Kendra, you guys are awesome. You know what, Aylin? I've been stuck on 222,000 subscribers for a long time. I don't know what the deal is. I tell you, I'm all about the connection, baby, not the number, but yeah, it's funny. Janae, looking forward to seeing you. Reika, what's up from Zurich? My boot camper. Andrea from Ohio. Double D. Daryl, hey. Geraldine, looking forward to seeing you. And Deb, thank you for the card. Loved it. Terry, hey to you. Tom, good to see you. Brad, Patty 60. The real answer to where I see myself in 5 years is on the beach. I don't blame you. But seriously though, how do older job seekers answer that? Patty, I'm 55. I would answer it the same way. I probably will have a couple Ironmen under my belt, full Ironman by then. I'm guessing I'm going to be still doing what I'm doing, and more people are going to be connected with me by then. It's the same way. I would not be worried about the number. I really would not. Rachel, how do? Caprice agreed. Patty, I saw that. Tom, Joe, Caprice, Cecilia, W. Brandon, Fairmiles, how are you? Christy Gleason, what's up? Candida, Happy New Year. Tom coming up on 62. That's right. All right, Laura Cobb, how do? Guys, make sure you grab that Ace Your Job interview booklet. It's really, really good. And it's sectionalized out of interview intervention. By the way, if you get the interview intervention book package, the Ace Your Job interview booklet is there for you. But it is a completely reformatted way of content that's inside the book. It's really good. All right, let me see. Where are they? Any questions? MTO, how do? Amy Willoughby, what's up? It really is a silly question. It sure is. Kara, where's my, there we go. Hang on. Steve Babin, aloha. Yes, you are a boot camper with a hard-hitting question. How many days past January 1st is it appropriate to wish someone Happy New Year? That's interesting. I would say anytime through January. I hope 2022 is going well for you. I don't get hung up on that. Tracy's got some booms in there. John Marks, hey, how are you? John Estrada. All right, where? Lexi. Okay, wait, Lexi, hang on. I know. Can we give Lexi, our illustrious boot camper? I think you joined at the end of November, and then all of a sudden you had a whole bunch of interviews and you were going crazy and you were putting these awesome comments in the system. Can we give her a high 10 for all the job offers that I'm guessing you probably got some more coming on the way. I saw you put some questions in the system. Maybe those were just updates on all your offerings, but congratulations to you. And Janae, yes, it is the hard truth. Okay, where's my next question? News 100 questions. So what? Is that your midterm goal? I don't know what. I don't know what that is. Where is? You guys must all be silent today. Hang on. Kara, where's my? Launch it. Where is the job search mini camp link? Well, we probably ought to put it on the front page of the Mile Y Academy, but we just rifled up the page last night. So it's in the, Kara, can we add it again to this in case anybody's a latecomer? All right, David Gerton, Do you have resume writing services trying to transition to an executive C-level cybersecurity position? Awesome. I have the experience, but resume I feel is a bit technical and not as business focused. This is really, actually, I know this is a question about my services, but you mentioned something here that I think is worth commenting on for the entire community. So as you go up in rank, a lot of the technologists, or David's in cybersecurity, but some of you are in, networking or all kinds of different stuff related to application development, whatever it might be. And it's important that you're talking in business terms, that you're showing how you understand how technology can be used as an enabler to make businesses grow, cut costs, and so on. I do offer resume services. I offer them to members of my job search coaching program. If you are a member of that, there's conditions. You need to be a member of that program, and you need to go through the steps that I instruct you on how to write the resume. There's a checklist we give you, and then I take it, your best draft, and then I review it, and then I take the Word document, and I put the track changes on, and I go through it letter by letter, period by period, semicolon by semicolon. I go through the whole thing and I edit it. The better your raw material, the better the outcome will be. Some people follow the instructions. I can edit it and make it stronger. Other people are missing wholesale pieces that need to be in there, in which case I have to kick it back to them and it takes longer. But I do offer those services. If you're interested, check out my job search coaching program. You want the middle option, which is only going to be the middle option for a short while longer. That includes the program and the resume service or a coaching service, but either one of those, it's still the same price. If you have any questions about anything, any of you, support@milewalk.com. Grace, how are you? Andy, do you think an MBA is a good way to leapfrog ahead in your career? No, Grace, I think it is a way to take money out of your pocketbook, not get you ahead, require you to go into debt to pay the dang thing off, and slow you down and distract you from doing the other things that I think are far more important in getting yourself ahead. So no, the answer to your question is no, I would stay away. Wait. I do not poo-poo education. That's awesome. The question was, do I think it's a good way to get ahead? I don't think it's a good way to get ahead. I think there are some organizations who are going to require, because they think an MBA is absolutely necessary to do certain things, which I would argue to the day I croak that it's not, but it's not something I would go and do. It's not. And as a matter of fact, in the first... Actually, Grace, if you go to the December, Kara, can you confirm? Grace, go to the December 16th coaching session for the boot campers. The first portion of the coaching session of, the Q&A is all at the back, and then there's 3 teaching portions. One of them covers this in detail, about how I would go about getting on the right track and the things I would not do. And I went through this ad nauseum about how I would not be going back and getting more credentials. So maybe check that out as some additional help. Tom's saying he tried that MBA, didn't work. It's just going to put you in debt. You're not going to get the ROI. The best thing about an MBA is the people you meet when you're in the program. It isn't about the concepts. Jeff, oh, look at this. Gemma, how are you? Lena, how are you, boot camper? Aylin, yes, the ring light is pretty sweet. Where's my questions? Where do you guys sign up for the minicamp? Okay, so Kara, I'm assuming, Kara, can you pin the minicamp thing? I don't know why we didn't pin that. All right, let me see. Just buzzing through looking for question marks. I probably put some question marks in front of your questions. Kendra, serious question. How do you address burnout in previous positions. My last job turned me into someone I don't even know, and I'm trying to get back to myself, but struggling. Don't address burnout. There's too many ways for them to misconstrue that you can't handle pressure, so you don't address it. That's the way you go about it. Pick something else. The environment is, I'm looking for more opportunities to grow or something else. Stay away from that. Let me see. Jody, how are you doing? Caprice, you will find lots of folks from Canada. Hey, team, can you pin mini camp? I don't know if no one's paying attention to me. I know we're on a delay here. Aylin, you never have to apologize to me about missing. We just missed you, that's all. Jamie, I saw your thing on YouTube. I can't do TikTok. I just can't. You can't even imagine how much effort it takes to be on all these platforms, and the more stuff I gotta create, the less quality it is. The 2022 minicamp is not the 2021 minicamp at all, not even close, doesn't look anything like it. Launch it. Can we ask non-5 years questions? I was terminated, you suggest own it, bad decision to take this. I do, but what if the reason is not reasonable, like a crazy boss? No, you own the boss's craziness. I made a bad decision. I was looking, for certain things. I should have done a better job of investigating how the environment was, what the boss was like, how that he or she coached people, didn't coach people, working style, whatever it is. I would just own it. Believe me, you're not going to get points for explaining how crazy the boss was. You at least got a shot by owning it. Is there a problem with the pinning process? You see I'm really stuck on this? Team, pin the darn thing. All right. How you doing, Bob? And Joe Winter, what's up? Good to see you, buddy. Sorry to have you back, but happy to have you back too. It's all, it's all the same. Carlos, you're welcome. Steve Green, what do we got? If in a contract role now and seeing the extent of the department's and company's needs for a role to be permanent, best ways to broach that subject with the boss. Okay, I love this. All right, Steve, you are I think you're a leader, right? You can correct me if I'm wrong. I think you're a boot camper and a leader. So the first thing I'd say to you is in the leadership coaching program, you get the bonus, the Career Accelerator bonus. There's a first 90 days module, and there is a how to prepare for your promotion and execute on your promotion module. That's 1 and 2. The reason I say that to you is because the mechanics of doing those things is very much in alignment with what you're asking me here. So let's just be real specific. If you all are on a contract, I sit down, I meet with my boss, the management team, or whoever. What is it you want me to do? What does success look like in 90 days, in 180 days, in 200 days, whatever it is, whatever your term is, or intermediary success points. Okay, that's great. So on and so forth, right? Get that down. Here's what I'm gonna deliver. Here's what you need. Here's our communication protocols. Here's the whatever. Here's what I'm gonna do, right? I understand. When are we gonna have our first checkpoint on? When you get to the first checkpoint, you say, look, I am loving it here, okay? I can really see how this could be a home for me. I want you to know I'm interested. Is there anything beyond what you initially shared with me that would help me at the end of this contract turn into a full-time employee. I want you to know if that's a possibility. I'm highly interested. What would I need to do in order to achieve that? Or something like that. That's it. Because you might be designing something, right? Boom, there's the strategy, there's the architecting, there's the whatever, and then it needs to be implemented. Just a simple example, but whatever. Like, in order for it to be continued, what would that look? You know, the continuity would be great to have you do it, right? So I would be approaching it that way, and I would be getting specifics. And then along the way, not every day, maybe not even every week, I might be checking with how I'm doing against that progress. Okay, so that's how I would approach that. And if you have, I think you are in the leadership group. I think we interacted at one of the sessions, which is why I remember you being there. So check that out. Jeff Comstock, what's up, buddy? How would you answer a question about presentation skills if the last presentation was in college? I absolutely love this question. Okay, so you get asked a question about something that you haven't necessarily done in the professional world. However, they asked about presentation skills. They didn't ask about presentations that you've done. What does it take to effectively present something? Knowledge of the subject matter, right? Organization of the talk, sequence of the points you're going to go through, right? Ability to communicate it effectively, ability to connect with the audience, and so, right, you list them all out. Okay, and so what I would say is, if somebody asked me about my presentation skills, I would say they're damn fine, right? And obviously they can observe this through your interviewing and your interaction. But every time I'm required to give a presentation, I approach it this way, right? I make sure I know my subject matter. If there's any gaps, I study up and this and that. I organize it this way, and usually the presentations that I gave in college, for example, always had these 7 points that I would include. Boom, boom, boom. This required me to, I would go through it. Boom, 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 boom. All right, let's take another example. So let's genericize this. So when you get asked a question, it doesn't matter if you're a career changer or if you're a pro that doesn't have the experience, or if you're a college student coming out into your first role. When asked about something that is either vague or you haven't done, you immediately give form to what you're saying. Meaning, if somebody said, Andy, how do you organize a project? So, well, I've organized projects in college. I've organized projects as a whatever. I organized them in my past life. Anytime I organize anything, the one thing that's great about anything that needs to be organized is there's an inventory of things that need to be organized, right? There's categories in which we're organizing them. There's a sequence in which we do things, 1, 2, 3, in which we organize them. There's a whatever, right? Boom, 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 boom. So every time I organized my closet, I took all the clothes, I moved them out. I got rid of everything. I inventoried what I'm going to do, and then I sectionalized them. Then I put them back. I wear these clothes more often. I'm going to go to those first. They're going to be closest, right? Like, you give a formula to everything that you do. Every interview response of yours should have a formula to it. What's the other added benefit about having a formula to how you respond? Number 1, you got an organization. Number 2, you've given them the organization. They have a map in their mind. Number 3, this eliminates you being verbose, because you're going to hit boom, 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 boom. You're not going to be talking all over the place. You're going to stay on track. Right? They're gonna feel like you're organized. They're gonna feel like you have a template, a methodology, a framework. What does that do? It gets them to pay more. We pay more for systems. We pay less for individual things. Okay? So this is how I would go about it. Your presentation skills are built based on the organization in which you give a presentation. And then there's topic, subject matter, and so on. So a lot of the things I do with people in the one-on-one sessions is, Andy, I have an interview. I have to put a presentation together. I have to show them how I'm going to build out this marketing team, marketing plan, what my first 90 days of selling is going to look like, or whatever. And this is what we do. And then let me wrap this up with, I do have a video on YouTube about how to give a presentation in a job interview. And while I know that's not exactly what you asked me, if you look at how I explain to you how I would go about that, that's going to give you a structure. And one more, the premium stuff, those of you that are behind the paywall, if you're in my leadership program, I have a session in there called The Art of Persuasion. And that, for those of you that are in the leadership program, check that one out, because that's how to make a persuasive argument in a talk, a presentation, or whatever. Hope you loved it. EGR, NHL. Maybe you are a professional hockey player. I hope that helped. All right. Okay, what do we got? Lexi joined November 20th. Folks, Lexi joined the damn boot camp November 20th. Had so many interviews, I don't know, first couple, 3 weeks, and right through the holidays, and here we are live on January 6th with multiple offers. Give her a shout out, and if you're smart, get in the program. And we'll give you, it's on special right now. For the next 33 days, it's on special. Because I'm doing it because you need me, because it's January, and I'm in like mini camp mania, and I want you into big boot camp mania, and we got like 5 coaching sessions between now and the next 30 days. So jump in, it's a great time. Caprice, my puppies, one is right behind me, and one is over there laying in the sun. Guys are great. Medina T. Medina T. Okay. For all of you guys, can I do this really quick? Medina T is asking me what the topic is on the next leadership session. And I would like to show you, actually, I think I can do this. I think I can do this right here on the fly. Why is this embedding fonts? Hang on. Medina, because you're so awesome, I'm going to go you one better, and I'm going to show you exactly what the topic is. So for those of you that are in my leadership program, or those of you that are interested in joining the leadership program, I have not shown this to anybody but my lifetime leaders. And real quickly, it's my belief that you have 5 major ways, major tiers where you evolve through your leadership, the leadership spectrum. You become a producer, in which case you are actually operating independently, getting your own house in order. And then from there, you become an effective communicator. This is interacting with others, right? And then you become an influencer. So you don't need to be an influencer like I'm an influencer, but you become influential, persuasive, and so on. And there are skills that are related to, that you need to inspire others. And then you are a developer. So you're leading teams, you're coaching people. Ultimately, you become a visionary. So I'm going to be teaching you in the leadership program about these concepts and what this will do for you, for any of you that are interested in actually growing yourself. I'm going to share with you my framework of how I would develop myself and why I would go about it in a certain sequence, because certain skills are more foundational than others. They take longer to build. They have a bigger ROI and all that good stuff. And so how you evolve. So the leadership program is going to be about how do I work through this pyramid, and there are major topic groupings of skills that are associated with each of the different layers. So Medina T, that's where the topic is, and you're going to be getting a message about that tomorrow. And anybody else who wants to join that program, it's a monthly get together. You get the, to attend the Zoom session with us. I teach. You get the recording. You can go by month to month, or you can pay annually. We actually no longer offer the lifetime subscription. That's locked down. But if it's something that you can join us. It's really, really great. If you want, you can check out the page. Maybe Kara can drop that in the chat. I am totally, totally geeked about that. I really am. This is going to be a ton of fun. Music 80s. Let's see, this looks pretty good. I am interviewing for a supervisor job with no experience. How do I answer questions if asked about disciplining employees, hiring employees, and overall experience? So if you do not have experience hiring or disciplining, I don't really love that expression, but what I would say is, going back to what the NHL person was asking me about how do I talk about presentation skills. You talk about what you feel is important when correcting somebody at work or in hiring. What are the hiring principles? Have you ever interviewed people? Have you, things that you've looked for, best practices, and those kinds of things. While I haven't been responsible for the ultimate hire, I have been responsible for interviewing. What I learned is, and then you give them that. So you're always talking about what you are, not what you're not. I also have a video for you, Music 80s, on how to get the job when you're not qualified. Actually, Stacy, can we drop that in the chat, because that's a really, really good one for you. I think that would be real helpful. Kurt, Happy New Year to you. Lena, what do we got? If you sent boss hunting letters and they don't even open it, can I boss hunt another person in those companies? You can. However, if you'd like, try to send them a LinkedIn message. Give them 7-10 days, send them a LinkedIn message. Say, I'd reached out to you via email. I thought I might try this. I'm not sure if I had your right email. I thought I might reach out to you via LinkedIn. Here's who I am, and so on. Try that route. Could I ask back the interviewer that question during the interview? Oh my God, I only got 2 words for this. Damn straight. Where will the company be in 3 years, 5 years? Do you know how I said it's epically stupid of them to ask you this question? It's incredibly smart for you to ask them this question. Why? Because if a company doesn't have a 3-year plan, that's pretty bad. Okay, so Lashandra, yes. So in 2015, let's go back and let me give you an example here. I didn't get into this and then the response just for sake of brevity, but if you would have asked me in 2015, what do you see the next 3 years look like? I would say, we're going to be putting online training programs together, because I need to be able to reach more people and help more people. And all of us, time is a limited commodity. We all have the same amount. I can't scale time, meaning I can't have more coaching sessions than I can have. There's only so many hours in a day. So I'm going to do that via online training programs, and I'm going to focus first on helping people find their jobs. And the reason I'm going to do that is because that is an acute problem. People feel absolutely miserable when they don't have a great job. And I just want to help them with what they're hurting more, even though I would prefer to talk about something I know even more about, which is leadership development and all the other stuff. So what I'll do is I'll fix that problem first, and then what that will do is it will also position me to build a relationship with those people, earn some credibility and trust through my knowledge and my service, and then what I will do is second, I will offer another curriculum, a leadership curriculum. That's what you've seen, and that's exactly what happened. And actually I was 6 months ahead of schedule. But the point is, there needs to be some kind of strategy, some vision that says this is where we're going. If they don't have that, that's bad. It isn't fly by the seat of our pants. It isn't throw it up and hope. Okay, so that's a great, great question. Gemma Camp, what do we got? I had a great first interview. My meeting with the operational manager has been postponed. I noticed the job description has changed, including salary. How do I check if this is the position? Gemma, I would not worry or agonize or get all nervous about this. I would, if you, the operational manager, I would meet with that person. And at that time, when you have an opportunity to ask questions, you can say, hey, I've been monitoring your organization. I noticed that this description changed. Don't say anything about the salary. That's irrelevant. And just see if this has anything, is there any reason the scope of the role has changed? That's it. These things do happen. This is not, by the way, Jem, and this is really important for any of you. Just because a role description has changed does not mean the company doesn't know what they're doing. They may have over time and data, right? I know more as I'm interviewing people what I might be able to make this look like, or what might make more sense, or I might know more things about how these things are working inside my company where I want to alter this. Hey, I'm noticing people that we're interviewing also have these other skills. I might want to include those. All of that is okay. Remember this. Anybody who puts a plan together and then goes in and sticks to the plan, that's bad. It may sound like idiotic what I just said. When I put a plan together, it's based on a couple things. It's based on what I think, based on what I know, what I've done in the past, what I've seen, my limited scope of the world, my limited experience. The moment I take one step, I know more. Why would I hold myself according to a plan when I know something additionally that could make me put a better plan together or alter my plan to make it better? I'm not talking about shifting all my goals. I'm talking about what's my route to get there. Okay? So I know a lot more today. I know a lot more than I did 3 weeks ago about something. I'm going to change that. I'm going to change my mind. I decided something last April 2021. And by September, I knew I needed to change something. Okay? So why would I force myself into something? So just remember that. That doesn't mean they don't know what they're doing, or they're reckless, or they're not, consistent. It's okay to massage. Fall in love with the planning process, not the plan. You fall in love with the plan, you're going to have a lot of headaches, right? Life doesn't go according to plan. Raise a hand. How many of your plans ever went according to plan? Buffer. What resources can I use to answer questions about being a manager without any experience? Go to this book. Go to page 58. It's question number 10. That's one resource. You can also go to the video that I referenced to the other person about how do I get the job without the experience. I also, when I lack the experience, I have another video out there about how do I get. Yeah, there's two of them out there where I talk about not having the right experience. One of them's much longer than the other. You want them both, but you want the longer of the two. Allison, I have a GitHub website which has some of my college engineering projects. Should I put the link in my resume or cover letter? Yes, final answer. Caprice, I love this question. Is it professional to decline an interview via email? It depends. If it's somebody you do not know and they just interacted with you and it's a recruiter that said, hey, Caprice, we found your resume. Would you be open to talking with me on the such and such? What I would do is, in that case, if it's super early in the process, I would never decline an interview. I would get on the phone and I would start exchanging things, because the moment you decline that interview, if it's early in the process, you've created a dead end for yourself. Nothing good can happen when you stop the process at that stage, because if you actually take a few moments to talk to the person and express that you might, be able to add value in these other areas, or there are other areas of interest, or all these other things that you could do, then you're giving yourself the art of the possible, or serendipity can happen to you if you're on the phone and you're having that dialogue. If you just say, no, I don't want to go to the interview because I'm a this and I think you're looking for a that, or you could say, well, no, Andy, hang on, I'm in the middle of an interviewing process. I've gone through and they want me to interview with the next person, the hiring official, the whatever. And you're a few interviews in. You don't stop unless You are absolutely certain that you do not want to work for that company. It's not the role, it's the company. Because you get in there and you can hash out, I really love your company. I'm not sure this role is entirely right for me, or I'm right for the role because I'm interested in, and so on. So I wouldn't eject myself from the process until I was absolutely certain I wanted to have nothing to do with those people, okay, or that company. So that's, and I would generally not want to do it via email, because there's no way you can have the dialogue back and forth via email. That's my view there. All right, folks, I gotta run because I got about 1 million things to do. All right, grab this guy. We still got the $7 book deal. This book, audiobook, ebook, extra ebook, How to Interview the Employer, 75 Great Questions to Ask Before You Take Any Job. That other free ebook I mentioned, Ace Your Job Interview, that's in here. That's in the package too. Or you could just get the free Ace Your Job Interview book. Make sure, sign up for the mini camp. Epic, epic. I mean, I didn't sleep for a week. I mean, I'm so amped up about this. Boot campers, we got private additional coaching after. Anybody who wants that extra coaching, let us know. You can get in. The program's on special, and all that's in a private Zoom room. You will get the recordings, I mean, I'm so geeked up. Next Friday the 14th, leadership program on the skills building pyramid. On Thursday, though, the day before, on the 13th, free live office hours. I'm going to talk a little bit about that pyramid and why I would go through it the way I would go through it, how I would go about building the skills of my life, and why I would do that in the sequence that I would do that. And I'm always looking for that compounding effect. That's the 13th. And then on the 14th is the premium program where I'm rolling it all out to them with all the details. So I hope you can make it. And for any of you that are in the coaching job search coaching program, that is, we have a session on the 20th, I believe, of Kara, right? I think it's the 20th of January. That's the private. It's a Thursday. And then I'm back live office hours on 27th. All right, y'all, I love this. Happy New Year 2022. I don't think I mentioned this, but today is Mile Walk's birthday. Turned another year. We're heading into 18. And every year on January 6th, because that's when the company was officially incorporated, even though I was working it the prior year. I smile. You all are a part of it. I want to thank you for your time, attention, support. Anybody who's paid any attention to me in my community, or any of you paying customers that are part of the Mile Walk Academy, or any of you folks that I've recruited for, or recruited, or whatever. I love you. You guys be good. I'll see you.